What's up? So, I just got off work, so and I'm always when I get off work, I gotta roll up and get on my phone and read these stories. So I be posting them, but I don't think people be reading them. But I ain't just posting stories just to be posting. I be posting because freaking interesting. So today I found this story and it says on my phone, and it says the first one I want to read because they get stranger. I don't want to say weirder because everybody been using that word weird. And the first time I heard it was used a lot was when I started first watching Baddies. And all they kept saying, you're weird," especially Krishan. She just kept saying, you're weird, you're weird." Now, um, all of a sudden, uh, these political people started using it. And there's a video on YouTube about it. I forgot who put it out there. A couple of people. I think Dane Calloway put one out there, and I think uh Moments of Horror about all these different politicians and different, I think, news people too. Just kept saying the word weird. Just kept saying weird. It was crazy. It was weird. So this story right here, I found it says it's backwards. I wonder how what they say backwards. Hmm, that looks wow. Okay. Hmm. Hey, what? Here's my. It's shit. I'm gonna lose the story. Okay, let me quit playing. Oh my god, I didn't put it. Okay. Before I lose the story. Okay, it says FBI says the title says FBI says Virginia man threatened to kill chameleon Kamala, saying she deserved an agonizing death. So it just goes on to say this chameleon hair needs to be put on fire. I would do it personally if no one else does. The man allegedly wrote. Virginia man was arrested last week. He's now facing federal charges after he allegedly made unallied threats against the vice president, Kamala, and other public figures like the so-called Perez Joe, FBI Director Christopher Wray, according to federal court documents. Frank Carleo, he's 66, accused of posting over 4,000 comments on the right-wing social media platform Gettr, founded by Trump advisor Jason Miller. Just another ploy to keep attention off of him and his so-called pal pal. When he was saying it was blood all over my hand, it was just so bloody. Boy, you had two streaks that looked like a reptilian tongue coming down your face. He also threatened Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. An FBI special agent said in a complaint filed last week in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Virginia, NPR reported. He said Chameleon Harris needs to be put on fire alive. I'll do it personally if no one else does it. I want her to suffer a slow, agonizing. So and social media post flagged by the FBI. So it got flagged. Then they went on to he's just complaining about it a whole bunch of times, and the FBI went and got his ass, and then he made they said discovery he's supposed to have made threats to the Maricopa County, Arizona recorder's office. That office reported the threats to the FBI's Arizona office, which then contacted Google and Gettr to track down the IP addresses, email addresses, and location history attached to Cornelius' contact device. In one online post, Cornelio alleged wrote, "I have my AR-15 locked and loaded," and then he was charged with one count of violating the U.S. code that states that you can't blah 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 threaten those motherfuckers. Who cares? And he did have. They said that he did have a. This is what they say: a RF-15 rifle and a 9mm handgun. I don't know if I really believe the story though. I think it's just some made up crap. Another distraction story. Then at the end, he's like, "I guess I'm going to have to." During the search of his home, the FBI and Carlito asserted that the search was ridiculous, adding, "I guess I'm going to need a lawyer." So then I scrolled down further to read another story. I found another story. Now I found not only the Snoop Dogg story on the Olympics about him supposed to be the spokesperson and he's getting supposed to 500,000 a day, and then the crazy ass the 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 ceremony, the opening ceremony, which I ain't watch, and then the transgender uh, men fighting the women's, and they getting their asses beat. Which I just found out that they just got disqualified. The men did, so they need to bring the women back because that was so unfair. And then I seen a story about another swimmer. They said that she retired, and they said that they kicked the first story I read says the Olympic people kicked her off out of the Olympics because first they said that she was wanting to go to Disneyland and not train and not do what she's supposed to do. And then on the other story it said that she was drinking and not participating and da da da. And then she came with her her accounts talking about how they lied and said that um that she was kicked off, and she said that that wasn't true. She wasn't kicked off, but she left for some reason. She swam and she left. So now, and then what else? And then Simone Biles, she said that she had an unfair advantage because usually when she's doing, and they do be quiet when they doing their, because I used to watch gymnastics, and they do be quiet when they do their little routines so they can concentrate on the bars. But she said that they just kept flickering their phones and being loud and just she said it was a weird, she said a weird atmosphere, and her somebody else had said the same thing. And then about some Ethiopian runner who was supposed to have got disqualified because she said she got bumped or something, 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 but then they let her come back and get her medal back. Um, and then now here come this. This it says, is the Sinai safe for Olympians to swim in? The swimming test was canceled, and two swimmers have fallen ill, but it's unclear if the river's water is to blame. Since when have any Olympic swimmers swam in a river? I always thought it was an Olympic swimming pool. Why are they swimming in a freaking river? You want to talk about weird? This is weird. The Sinai has been a central feature of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, beginning with the memorable opening ceremony now. However, it's making headlines again, but for less celebratory reasons. On Tuesday, an Olympic swimming test has been canceled after larger concerns over the Sinai's river water quality. The test run is meant to grant Olympic swimmers the ability to learn the marathon swimming course, but the exercise was canceled by World Aquatics, the international body recognized by the International Olympic Committee. The Associated Press reported fluctuating bacteria levels in the polluted Sinai have showed levels exceeding the maximum acceptable World Aquatics thresholds, according to the World Aquatics. Let me read that again. The international body recognized by the International Olympic Committee, the Associated Press reported. Was canceled. Okay, they reported. Okay, fluctuating bacteria levels in the polluted Sinai have showed levels exceeding the maximum acceptable world aquatic thresholds, according to World Aquatic. This cancellation comes days after Belgian athlete Claire Michael fell unfortunately ill after swimming in the Paris waterway, prompting Belgium's Olympic Committee announcing on Sunday that it would withdraw from the mixed relay triathlon, reports the AP. Olympic organizers did not elaborate on Michael's illness. Blah, blah, blah. Swiss swimmer Adrian Brayford also withdrew due to gastrointestinal infection. Somebody else replaced them, but they say it's unclear whether it was the infection was related to the water. Really? Whew. So it's scheduled to go. The mixed relay triathlon proceeded as scheduled on Monday, with World Triathlon released data showing that the cyanide levels of fecal bacteria, E. coli, and inter Enterococci were within acceptable levels for the length of the relay course. So that means if it's within acceptable limits, that means it's that they let them swim in that. Are you freaking serious? Another marathon swimmer test is scheduled for Wednesday. The event organizers will decide if it will go forward on Wednesday morning. As this report, the marathon swimming competitions will proceed as planned. And then another story under that says, if it's just not good enough, Olympic swimmer claims athletes found worms in their food. Oh, goodness gracious. Athletes are continuing to bash the food being served at Paris Olympics, with one swimmer claiming that diners have found worms in their meals. British swimmer Adam Peaty recently told iNews that the catering at this year's games isn't good enough for the level the athletes are expected to perform. We need to give the best we possibly can. In Tokyo, the food was incredible. Rio was incredible. But this time around, there wasn't enough protein options. Long queues waiting 30 minutes for food because there's no queuing system, he told the outlet. Several Olympic organizers claim the lack of food and poor quality of food is due to supply problems with Sudico Live, the company in charge of catering. Additionally, as part of the games pledged to reduce the carbon footprint of meals produced by half. A strict quality charter was developed in anticipation of the Paris Olympics. A quarter of all ingredients are sourced in a 155-mile, 250-kilometer radius of Paris, and 20% are certified organic, BBC reported. Meat, milk, and eggs are all from France, and a third of the food is plant-based. Right. The narrative of sustainability has just been pushed on the athletes. Petty said, I want meat, I need meat to perform, and that's what I eat at home. So why should I change? He continued, I like my fishing, and people are finding worms in the fish. It's just not good enough. The standard, we're looking at the best of the best in the world, and we're not feeding them the best. A Paris spokesman said, we are listening to the athletes and take their feedback very seriously. Since the opening of the village, our partner, Sudeco Live, has been working proactively to adapt supplies to the growing use of the Olympic Village restaurants as well as to be actual consumption by athletes observed over the first few days. As a result, the quantities of certain products has been significantly increased, and additional staff have been deployed to ensure the service runs smoothly. What is going on? What I mean, that is crazy. What first the 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 opening, then Snoop getting paid 500,000 a day, supposedly, allegedly. Uh, then the girls getting beat up by the men boxers. Then Simone was had a complaint. Um, and then the swimmer said that the Olympic people lied on her. And then it's just so much going on. I don't understand why people can't see that. But it's all a distraction. And just like I read when I read the first story about the man who's threatened to unalive Camellia, the chameleon, Kamala. Um, it's just I believe it's just Trump trying to distract people from not paying attention to his crazy speeches or whatever when he's talking about the incident and how he had blood and stuff on his hands, but clearly in the picture you can see that there's no blood on his hands, and then just two little drops that look like a reptilian, the end of a serpent tongue, reptilian tongue, and then um I was watching this other video, and the chick pointed out that the when he was in Atlanta, the people that he got situated in certain areas in the back of him, you can see that their face and neck is painted, but then you can see down below the neckline that it's a totally different color on a few of them. If y'all look and pay attention, I'm just saying, just look and pay attention. Because when she said it, I said it, and I'm like, wow, it's so obvious. They just right out there. I mean, I don't give a damn. Nobody needs to do. If what? How about this? Nobody go vote. No, nobody. Nobody, even the dude over there in the Netherlands or wherever, they trying to get him for all kind of stuff, and it all coincides with Biden and them supplying shit for them to fight. It's crazy. It's crazy because I read some shit. I read some shit. But I'm gonna end this video right now because I'm about to smoke. I don't want to smoke on it. They might be like, "You can't film. You can't do this because you're violating the civic codes of the YouTube or whoever I'm posting to law and blah blah blah." So I hope y'all find this video interesting. It's a very interesting read. I just wanted to share that because these are some crazy stories that's coming out the end of the Olympics. And then that one just tripped me out about. He said, "I got my shit locked and loaded. I got my AR-15 locked and loaded." But I think that that was just something that Trump just threw out there so people could just not focus on that made up incident that went on. So, peace out.